Thanks so much for coming back on. I was going to start being very grim because this week there were Ohio-class submarines apparently being redeployed against Russia, nuclear weapons coming to my birthplace of Cambridge in RAF Lakenheath, all courtesy of Donald Trump. And now, perhaps by the time this broadcast it could be cancelled, but and now perhaps a meeting between the two nuclear weapons superpowers. What to make of it? Trump and Putin.
Yeah, first of all, Afshin, it's good to be with you again, and speedy recovery. It doesn't behoove any nation with nuclear weapons to be whistling while they walk through the graveyard of a nuclear nightmare past. We have an obligation to get rid of nuclear weapons. I spoke to the United Nations several years ago on this point. And, we have to get rid of those weapons before the weapons help get rid of us. Now, it is critical that President Trump and President Putin are talking about how to avoid an escalating conflict between the United States and Russia. It doesn't serve either country to have this conflict, but from the United States standpoint, it has to be understood, and I think Russia does understand it, that President Trump is under enormous pressure domestically, and the signaling that goes on that would in many cases be escalatory might in fact be more likely a response to events that are going on domestically. The Epstein scandal is one. The president's political base response to the genocide in Israel, the Senate's decision to keep adding money to help support Ukraine against Russia. These are first domestic problems that, of course, end up having international implications. And I believe Russia is aware of that. And just as America must be aware that Russia is not going to be intimidated by NATO or the EU, and that Russia is not going to go back to the days of the Orange Revolution, which were used to attempt to encircle Russia as a prelude to an attack. So we're in a important strategic moment here, and it's not just that cooler heads must prevail, but that we need to understand there's a whole new strategic architecture that's been created in the world since the 80 years ago, and it's time that we proceeded with not just an understanding of that architecture, but that we proceeded in a manner which is consistent with the understanding that this is no longer a unipolar world.